Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome back with me Wisnu. In this video, I will discuss something like MikroTik API again, and in the discussion, I will discuss the networking models. In this networking model chapter, there are several parts, namely, there is a concept, TCP or IP model, encapsulation and decapsulation, or name of TCP or IP message, and the last is auxiliary model. Okay, let's go start to the first discussion, which namely is what's the concept. In this concept, a computer network refers to a group of computing devices that are connected to each other and can exchange data and share resources with each other. In order for the data exchange process to occur, rules are needed that define how a collection of computers can communicate with each other. Well, these rules are called networking models. So, how can each vendor communicate with each other using the available open standard networking models? Currently, there are two open standard networking models available and well known, namely the TCP or IP model and the hosting model. Before open networking model exists, each vendor kept their own networking model, and on 1974, IBM created System Architecture Network or SNA, and other vendors also create their own networking model. And after open networking model exists, each other vendor use named networking model. They can communicate each other. Then for TCP or IP models, TCP or IP model is a type is a type of networking model that is currently commonly used. So, the TCP or IP model define a protocol so that computers, especially those on different networks, can communicate with each other. Well, to help understand, this networking model is broken down into small parts, which are called layers. According to the documentation, the TCP or IP model consists of four layers, but in network implementation, the TCP/IP model is easier to divide into five layers, and this is layer, application layer, transport layer, internet layer, and access layer. And for layers, application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. Next, for TCP or IP application layer, the application layer functions as an interface with the application, managing how the application can access the network and decrypt scalable message. Example of service from the application layer include HTTP, POP3, SMTP, SSH, and etc. HTTP is used when we access a web server. Next, for TCP or IP transport layer, the function of the transport layer is a present or provide service to the application layer on data transfer. For the transport layer, there are two protocols that are often used, namely TCP and UDP. One of the mechanisms provided by the transport layer, especially in TCP, is the error recovery mechanism. TCP or IP network layer. For the network layer, is only one example, and the name is IP. And IP provides two very important features, namely addressing and routing, which function to handle connectivity and path selection. Each network device requires a unique address on the network. One, addressing. So if the addressing is the IP address itself that is given the name to the device on the computer network. And two, routing. Routing is one of the features provided on IP at the network layer, which works like a post office looking for the fastest route to reach the destination. Next, for TCP or IP data link layer and physical layer, the data link layer defines the protocols required at the physical layer. One of the filters in the data link layer is FCS or frame check sequence, namely an error detection mechanism only detects error without recovery, and the addressing used at the data link layer is MAC address. The physical layer defines cabling on a computer network, defines physically what is used to connect device. And for encapsulation and decapsulation, encapsulation is the process of wrapping data with headers in the data at each layer. As for decapsulation, then it is the opposite. Name of TCP or IP message. Application layer, for data. Transport layer, data plus TCP header and segment. Network layer, data plus TCP header plus IP plus then for IP packet. Routing layer, data plus TCP header plus IP plus DLL header and DP header and frame. So to OSI model concept, currently the model that is often used is only TCP or IP because in terms of protocol of model development, TCP or IP is more dominant than the OSI layer. However, OSI layers are usually studied because they are easy to understand. Before the networking model is tested, each vendor creates or had its own networking model. Because each vendor has a different networking model, communication between vendors is difficult, so the effort to build a computing network is very large. There are so many vendors, how can we continue to communicate well between on one vendor and another vendor? There, for our model, standard or minimum specification were created by ISO, International Organization for Standardization. In 1984, namely the UC or Open System Interconnection, or it could also be called the OC7 layer model. And last, OC model layers have seven. There are seven layers in the OC model, and the layer is application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. And the low layer relating to user interface, data formatting, and communication session 1 of 4. And upper layer is relating to how the data flows for 5 to 7. And maybe this is all that can be conveyed this video. Sorry if there are any mistake. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.